Hey guys, welcome to a abbreviated closing beat here for today. If you can't hear it around us here and you didn't just see it there, we are going to be directly hit by that hurricane coming. It's a hurricane now? Borderline. It's kite weather, but nonetheless, we're going to get hit by it. So we just want to make sure we can all get back home and not be stuck, because it's supposed to hit right about the time that the show goes live. So just getting ahead of you. I hate when we miss a show. So what I thought I would do is give you some of our watch list here today. But first, I guess happy Veterans Day, right? Big support to all the veterans out there. If you're watching, thank you for supporting us and everything. And so there's a lot braver people out there than me. I give you that one. So happy Veterans Day. Appreciate everything you do. Now, what I thought I'd focus on is maybe our watch list. Because we do a lot of prep the night before, during the day, and everything for the show, believe it or not, even though sometimes it seems like a mess. So what I'm going to do is teach you something here new today, and we've aired this as a premiere so you guys can still chat and stuff, those of you that are around, right? We're going to do that? We're going to do that, okay. So let's just dive in. We'll take a look and see how this goes with our abbreviated day, and thanks for the patience there. All right, if we look at the charts here, we've got the Russell 2000. So the Russell 2000 has done something very, very unique. It has gained 10% in just a handful of days. That's normally what it does all year if it has a good year. So the fact that we've gained 10% in just now going on 7 days is extremely rare. And to prove it to you, we're going to go over here and take a look. What I did is I actually took just this year to show you. You're going to think it's not that rare, but just this year there have been 6 times where there's been a short-term gain of 10% or more, and I highlighted each single moment that that's happened, of course yesterday being the last time it's happened. That's 6 times this year. Is that odd? It's actually very odd that that happens. In 2011, that was the previous record. You can see over here, 4 times it happened in that year, 2 times in 2008, and then nothing looking back from there. It is not normal for the Russell 2000 to gain as much as it does. Now, we're happy. We're not complaining that that's what happened, but we know that it's an odd thing. So what I did is I said, okay, let's put together a scan of stocks in the Russell 2000 that maybe people aren't as familiar looking for and everything, so we can maybe tell you what these stocks do, but also show the performance. And I apologize if you hear the rain in the background. Seems like it's not too bad right now, actually. Okay, although it's bad up there. So here's what we did. Put together a scan. Just happens that there were 7 stocks that came out of this scan, but what we looked for is we looked for stocks that did the same or better, preferably a touch better than the Russell 2000. In other words, over the last handful of days, it had to have gained more than 10%. We want to see that extra strength. We also said that the year-to-date performance of any individual stocks that we find would have to be better than the Russell 2000. Currently, the Russell 2000 is up 4.75% year-to-date. So any stock that we put on our list that you can see off to the right will also have year-to-date gains that are, or will have gains that are over the 4.75%. Okay, then we added some fundamental scans in there, and you could use any scanner for this, right? We're just trying to filter down to unique stocks based on what's happened in the Russell 2000. So we said that the companies that we find will need to be profitable. So all the companies that you see off to this side of your screen there, those companies are all technically profitable. And one last thing, a lot of people miss this, by the way. We wanted to say that the company's earnings this year, or well, next year, are projected to be greater than earnings this year. So you can imagine how you would put that in a scanner or anything, but all we did was just say earnings this year, we want to see growth next year. So you know, earnings next year greater than earnings this year is basically how you put that together. So we did that. And what happened is we came out with 61 names in the Russell 2000 that had performed better over the last 5 days, 6 days, or 7 days now, that had year-to-date performance that was better than the Russell 2000, that were profitable, that had earnings next year that are greater than earnings this year, with 61 names. So then what we did is we put a volume scan on there to just filter down the top 10% in terms of volume. Because you've got to watch some of these Russell 2000 stocks. Volume can get a little bit carried away, and by that I mean there'd be next to no volume there. Oh, it's coming down now. So anyways, here's the stocks that we have. We'll go through them here. First one of them is a biotech company, right? And actually, let me share it with you this way. Here is the actual list if you want to take a look. I think it's bigger if I go over here. So here's what we came up with. and we can take a look at them. But you've got Halozyme, it's a biotech company. I put the industry in case you've never heard of them before. They're going to rank with the best 5-day return and not quite the best year-to-date return, but you can see how we're organizing them here based on the data that I just explained to you. We got the symbol, we got the name, we got the industry in case you never heard of it, 5-day percent returns, so you can see that they are better than what the Russell 2000 did. Year-to-date returns, in this case, they're all higher than the, let's call it 5% that the Russell did, so much better. We need there to be net income. We need to see money. It can't be a negative number. And then if you look over here, we've got earnings per share this year, or over the last 12 months, and earnings per share next year. And so you can naturally see that earnings per share next year are greater than earnings per share this year. We go out to the 100,000th of a penny, actually, so these look even, but they're not. The expected growth I put in there for you. What is that? Just had to be positive. Show me some positive earnings growth. And then the 38-day average volume, which is showing us just those with the highest amount of volume. So first we got Halozyme. Notice there's a sort of an interesting group of segments here. Halozyme in the biotech space. Apps, or we call it Digital Turbine, is the name of the company there. It's an advertising, a mobile advertising company there. Celsius Holdings. They're all over the place down here, by the way. There's cans supposed to help you lose weight or burn calories or something. You got Grow Generation here. It's a hydroponics store. SunPower, you're familiar with the solar stocks out there. That one made the list as well. Brinker International, ticker symbol EAT. Just think Chili's, Maggiano's. That's the guys. These are the people that own those names. And then you've got Glue Mobile. They make games. They make mobile phone games there. So that's the list that came from a rather detailed scan. Here's Halozyme on the screen. You can understand now why that has the best 5-day performance. It's on fire, doing really well lately. I'm not saying that maybe you want to buy it there, but on a pullback or something, certainly one to watch in the Russell 2000 if that strength continues. Digital Turbine has pulled back here in the last couple days, but it had such an amazing move. Look at where it went from 25 all the way up to almost 45 in just a couple days. So this pullback here, welcome by the bulls, those that want to check that out. Celsius Holdings. This was kind of interesting. It's a choppy stock, I'll give you that, but it's breaking out here in the short term over 24.50, over this range here, and looking good in the short term, both technically and fundamentally, of course. Oops. There you go. Grow Generation there, same thing. Great blast off to new highs. Since pulled back and people wanting to buy that $20 area. So this in a category there. Year-to-date performance better, last 5 days better. It's a profitable company. Earnings per share next year expected to be better than earnings per share this year. So that one makes the list there with that criteria. SunPower, just a really strong stock. You know the solar stocks. We've been talking about them left and right here. Very strong. Brinker International, that was a recent breakout that's pulled back into that range. Could this be the support area right in here, 45, 46 area? It is known to be choppy, so if in one day it moves $3 or $4, that is normal. But nonetheless, that good old Chili's and the rest of their brands there, so that made the list. And Glue Mobile, there you go. Right at the 200-day. Also, I think this is the cheapest out of the group, lowest price stock, I should say. Lowest price group stock out of the group. Back above the 200-day moving average, looking nice and strong there, holding up as of now. And even today, where the market's starting to sell off just a little bit, not looking too bad there. So if it's something you want to take a look at, now you know how we filtered through the Russell 2000 in terms of seeing the performance, but finding stocks that have done better than that. You could certainly take the opposite side of that, and you could say, I see what the Russell 2000 has done. I want to go find value, because value's been incredibly strong even today. Or not today, but aside from today. So you could go find value stocks, and maybe that's what you want to pick on. I always just pick a direction and share a watch list with you, so hopefully that helps. Real quick before we go, just because it's about 3 o'clock here, cutting it close to when the old hurricane's or whatever is going to come through here. Taking a look at the S&P 500, the market's still telling you it needs more information. If you look at the NASDAQ, it's recovering from the last 2 days of a beatdown. Tech stocks are getting a little bit of a build-up back inside of, well, it's been a rough week there. And the Russell 2000 is pulling back ever so slightly after being the leading index over the last 5 days and over this week in particular. The Russell 2000 up still 7% versus the Dow's 6%. S&P up 4% at the moment over the last 5 days. So just a quick update. I'm not our normal show, but we're going to go hang out and watch a hurricane go by. We've got a tornado warning here as well. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow to do this all over again, hopefully live again, so we can join you. Yeah, thanks for the support and everything. Really appreciate it. We'll see you soon.